How to properly install a turbocharger. Part 1. Digital diagnostics of the turbo engine. CAMAC feels honored that you have chosen our product or a product that CAMAC recommends. Please choose the turbocharger that matches your car model from the catalog of products. Important: turbochargers of the same sizes may perform differently. 1. Diagnose the engine before you install the turbocharger. 2. It is absolutely necessary to check the crankshaft pressure to ensure it is not overly excessive. After installation, during testing, if a problem occurs and you suspect a defective turbocharger, don't remove the turbo just yet. Diagnose first. The causes of turbo failure oftentimes come from an issue with the engine. Therefore, besides dismounting and repairing or replacing the turbo, it's also necessary to resolve any engine problems in order to assure smooth operation of the turbo in the future. A turbocharger is connected to the engine in many ways. Many problems with turbochargers are not caused by the turbo itself. Replacing a turbocharger without finding out the real cause cannot eliminate the problem entirely. The new turbocharger will likely suffer the same fate. Please visit www.camacdynamics.com for consultation in troubleshooting. Part 2. Confirming the correct turbo model and understanding the proper ways to handle a turbo. Take the Borg-Warner turbocharger for example. Scan the QR code to verify before opening the carton. This will ensure its authenticity. Also, enter the product serial numbers on Borg-Warner's official website to verify if the vehicle model matches the replacement part. Counterfeit products will void the original manufacturer warranty. Review the user manual before installation. Be careful when removing the turbocharger from its packaging. Never pick up the turbocharger by any parts of the actuator. The actuator material is not designed to lift the weight of the entire turbocharger. The correct way of handling the turbo is from the compressor and turbine housing with two hands. Part 3. Pre-installation preparations: air filter, engine oil, and hoses. Make sure the air filter is clean and in good condition. The following items should be replaced with new parts: air filter, engine oil filter, and fuel filter. The engine oil should also be changed. Please consider the engine oil that the manufacturer recommends. Engine oil should be changed while warm. Warm oil flows easier and there is minimal amount of leftover gunk in the oil pan after draining. Be sure to lubricate the ring seal with engine oil before replacing the oil filter to prevent deforming the ring during fastening, which can cause leakage. Make sure the intake tube clamp of the turbocharger is secure and that there are no foreign objects in the exhaust manifold. Confirm that the sealing on the pipeline around the turbo is functioning properly. To keep the pressure balance between compressor side and turbine side of the turbo, there cannot be any links. Loss of pressure balance can cause oil leakage. Do not put foreign objects such as screws in the air chamber to avoid them being sucked in by the turbo. Clean the air chamber as well. Some turbochargers, like VNT and VGT, are driven by negative pressure. They must be checked for damage or leakage in the pipelines. Part 4. Pre-installation preparations, turbo settings and calibration. Have all the fittings to the turbo ready before installation, like gaskets, intake pipe, return pipe, set screws, air and oil filters. These parts should be replaced with new ones. Do not adjust the release valve or the position of the variable section turbo controller. Otherwise, it could affect the performance of the turbo. It is also to prevent damaging the turbo and voiding the warranty. Review the installation instructions carefully before installation. While installing the turbo, the intake and/or return oil gaskets should be centered to avoid clogging. Never use any sealant on the gaskets. Sealant is considered a foreign substance that would cause clogging in the lubricating channel inside the bearing housing. The turbo rotates at extremely high speeds during operation. To prevent any foreign object from damaging it, be sure to clean the duct before installation. Part 5. Installation and Inspection. Remove the old gasket on the engine cylinder head. Clean the surfaces where the exhaust manifold and the turbo meet. Replace gaskets that come in contact with the turbo with new gaskets. Check the oil pipelines of the turbocharger. Make sure the pipelines are not clogged and flow smoothly. Be aware that the material of these pipelines is not flexible and should not be bent more than is necessary to function. Shield the pipeline from the heat of the exhaust manifold if the two come close. Part 6. Preparing for installation. Oil drain line and post-installation test. After installation, fill with a small amount of engine oil to lubricate. Start the engine at idle for 3 to 5 minutes. Check the dipstick to ensure the oil level is normal. Slow down the rotation of the turbocharger before stalling the vehicle. The floating bearings and thrust bearings will no longer receive lubrication from a stalled engine. Stay at idle for 3 to 5 minutes before stalling to prevent damage. CAMAC would like to remind you to take care of your turbocharger. Do not apply load immediately after starting the vehicle. Warm the engine for 3 to 5 minutes to ensure good lubrication. For any questions, visit www.camacdynamics.com. Allow CAMAC to show you the wonders of turbocharging.